It comes to no surprise how much I miss driving my Tesla Model 3, and no, I didn't sell it or anything, but I haven't been able to properly drive it for over 3 weeks now, and it's certainly a major bummer. It also comes to no surprise how much I miss telling you guys to smash the like button if you haven't done so already, so there you go. All I can do at this moment is think about how great of a car it has been so far, and how amazing it will be when I finally get to drive it again, once this pandemic rolls over. What's poppin' with Scoochie, you guys? If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you are currently not a subscriber, go ahead and click on the little red button down below to subscribe and support the channel. Anyways, today's video is about what I missed the most about driving my Tesla Model 3 ever since the shelter-in-place order was implemented. Before the order, I used to drive my car to and from work every single day, drive it to the gym, and then take it out casually during the weekends, depending on what I have planned. However, ever since the order was placed, the car has just been sitting outside my window in the parking space. And all I can do is just stare at it and wait patiently for the day that I can finally just hop back in the car and take it out for a cruise for absolutely no reason besides the fact that I love driving the Tesla Model 3. Technically, yes, I could still take it out for a casual drive, but I'm the kind of guy who wants to mitigate any kind of risks, so I'd rather just stay home and wait till this virus blows over. Like, seriously, I only go out for about 30 minutes a day just for some exercise. Besides that, I'm at home playing games, studying, doing whatever. So, the first thing I miss the most about driving my Tesla Model 3 is the instant torque. Even though it's not the quickest car out there, the instant torque portrays a ferocious acceleration that makes it feel like I'm flying through space. For those of you who don't know, I own a 2020 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus variation, and though it's not the quickest in its lineup, it still manages to bring a smile to my face every single time I drive it. Those of you who own a Tesla know exactly what I'm talking about, and even if you don't own a Tesla, imagine yourself on a roller coaster ride, and it doesn't even have to be on the quick ones. Do you know that feeling when a coaster starts to take off? That's the kind of feeling you get when you press on the accelerator in any Tesla. As a car fanatic, it absolutely drives me crazy not to be able to drive this car every single day. And if you don't believe me, go test drive any Tesla once everything clears up. I guarantee you will be astounded by how amazing the car will be. The second thing I miss the most about driving my Tesla is Autopilot. Believe it or not, I actually didn't mind my morning commutes too much, even though they were about 40 minutes to an hour long depending on traffic. Why? Because Autopilot made my life so much easier. After I got in the expressway, all I had to do was get into the lane that I wanted and then engage Autopilot by pulling the stalk down twice, and then I would just let Autopilot work its magic. And for the majority of the ride, I would just look at the scenery around me and enjoy some nice music or a podcast, whichever one I felt like listening to that day. You know, I've actually never been able to really do this before I got my Tesla because no other car I owned had Autopilot. When I first moved to the Bay Area, I had a 2006 Subaru STI, which for those of you who don't know, it was a manual transmission car. I owned this car for over a year, and while it was fine in Michigan, after shipping it here, I had to learn the hard way that it was not the ideal car, especially if I was planning to commute with it here. When driving a manual car, it requires you to manually change gears all the time, so you really have to be focused on the road and what's in front of you, so you miss out on a ton of beauty during the commute itself. People who drove stick before, you know what I mean. After driving my Subaru for a couple of months, it was finally time to let it go, and that's when I got my 2014 BMW M235i. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a rocket. 0 to 60 in 4.2, 4.3 seconds, it was a fun little car, and I appreciated every single moment with it. Although it provided a much better commute compared to my Subaru, it was still not enough. It didn't have Autopilot. Again, the reason why I couldn't enjoy my commutes as much was because I was always so occupied on focusing on the road or having to manually brake and go. With Autopilot, it practically does everything for me. It keeps me within a lane. If there's a car too close or too far away, it'll adjust depending on that situation. So if a car is too far away and you're not at the speed limit, the car will accelerate. But if there's a car that's too close to my car, it'll gradually slow down or brake. It's like having a computerized chauffeur. Am I saying it right? Chauffeur. You know, that person that drives the car for you. I'm not saying that I let my entire guard down when I drive my Tesla, although it kind of sounds like I do. But what I mean is I'm able to relax a bit more, and since Autopilot does the hard parts of commuting, I can enjoy the easy parts like looking at the sky or noticing a business building that wasn't there before. And sometimes it's all thanks to regen braking. You guessed it, the third thing I miss the most about driving my Tesla Model 3 is the regen braking. I've never been in a car before where it literally slows down for you, and adding in the fact that it keeps my brakes life longer and therefore saves me money, that's like almost the best combination ever. As I was talking about earlier, when regen braking kicks in and I get to a full stop sometimes, I get to enjoy so many different kind of views that I didn't notice before. For example, there's a couple of business buildings that were empty and I barely knew they were occupied until a couple of months ago when I got my Tesla Model 3. The fact of the matter is, I was always so focused on the road in front of me, so I never got a chance to really take a look at these buildings. Yeah, being in traffic kind of sucks, but regen braking makes it a lot better. And I'm not trying to bash on anyone not driving a Tesla, but I think it's pretty funny when when I take a look at the person next to me all frustrated because it's stop and go traffic, and they're constantly pressing on the brake and the accelerator while I'm over here letting autopilot and regen braking do its thing. Yeah, owning a Tesla is pretty cool. I guess the last thing I miss the most about driving my Tesla Model 3 is the overall experience of driving it in the first place. I'm kind of ashamed to say this, but I used to shake my head at people who would just talk and talk about how amazing Tesla cars were when I never got the chance to really experience what it's like to drive one every single day. And to be completely honest about it, I take back all my doubts I ever had on Tesla because, as you may know it, I fell in love with my Tesla Model 3 and I truly think Teslas are the most practical and advanced cars out there today. It's like combining a powerful computer, a supercar, and I don't know, think of the most practical item out there today. You really do get the best of both worlds. My overall experience with my Tesla Model 3 has been nothing short of phenomenal, extraordinary, amazing, unbelievable, mind-blowing, and amazeballs. And my goodness, do I miss the privilege of driving this car every single day. But I know those days will come again, so I'll continue to sit patiently because I know it's worth it. Since we've been quarantined, I've been able to do a ton of reflection, and there aren't only negative results in me staying home all day. I've been able to save a ton of money on charging, I haven't been putting miles on the car, I've been able to prepare for these videos better, and then ultimately I've been able to do a ton of self-reflection. By saving 2 hours every day on commuting, I can think of my next YouTube idea or work on better editing for you guys. I think most human beings, like myself, often take things for granted sometimes, so it's good to take a step back and just reflect on yourself. And when I say I'm learning to appreciate things more, I mean even the little things like going to the gym 4 to 5 times a week. Now that gyms are shut down temporarily, I realize how much I took it for granted. My mindset is pretty much this: if I don't come out of this horrible situation stronger, then I must have been doing something wrong. You know what I mean? Anyways, I hope that resonated with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I miss my Model 3 so much, and I can't wait to be back on the road again. If you've made it here, let me know down in the comments below what you miss the most about driving your car, whether it's a Tesla or any other car out there. Quick shout out to both the winners of my last giveaway. I messaged them through Instagram and they were both extremely excited. I'm glad I was able to do this giveaway and be able to give back to you guys for supporting me, and who knows, maybe we can do some more in the future. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.